Looking for any suggestions or insights on making the switch? Well, you're going to have to eat more at that one time. That's the switch. You're already doing it. So between 12 and 7, just eat once. This one's from Andrea. Welcome to the fam. Well, you're not a new member, but welcome to the fam anyway. Welcome to the fam post, to all of you watching and listening. Hey fam, this is a 2-for-1 post. First of all, this is for accountability. Been sliding the past 2 months, but I am committed to getting through this holiday season with weight loss instead of weight gain. Good for you. Getting back on the elimination diet this week and getting back to those daily habits to win. Second part, I have really been considering switching from my intermittent fasting 2 meals between 12 p.m. and 7 p.m. to look at you. Look at you. Everyone's doing a 16-8. Other people are doing an 18-6. Look at you doing a 17 or an 18-7. Wait, no, 25 hours. I can't count. A 17-7. Look at you with a 17-7. She's like, nope, 16-8, 18-6. Fuck you. I'm doing a 17-7. Nice. To do an OMAD approach, which is 1 meal a day. I'm picking a second job up, and I do notice that being back at work, it's a struggle to meal prep multiple meals a day. Looking for any suggestions or insights on making the switch. Hashtag Swole fam, fuck your resolution, 7 pillars and no excuses. There you go. Those are the infinity stones that we like. Those are the legit infinity stones. Now we're not talking about the social justice infinity stones. We're talking about the legit infinity stones. All right, here we go. So let's see here. You've been considering switching. Looking for any suggestions or insights on making the switch? Well, you're going to have to eat more at that one time. That's the switch. You're already doing it. So between 12 and 7, just eat once. I'm not really sure what you're asking here. How do you making the switch? Just eat one time and eat more. You might find that meal it's not going to be a 15-minute meal. You might be eating for an hour rather than half an hour. I literally do OMAD. I really don't do more than 1 meal a day. I say I do intermittent fasting, and OMAD, 1 meal a day, is intermittent fasting. It's just one feasting period, or one time to eat. And I noticed that depending on my schedule, I really don't eat. Sometimes I'll have a little bit, like a tablespoon of honey before I work out or something earlier if I train earlier in the day. Sometimes I train later, like today I'm going to train. It's been raining and stuff, and we had some leaking. I had to tear up some of the carpet over here. That's why the layout is a little bit different, because I had to rip up some carpet and get some inspections and stuff like that. Because we've been having hurricanes and storms. It's been windy and fucking rainy all the time. I mean, I live off the sun. I'm a big sun worshiper in a good way, but I don't go roast myself anymore. But it's just been moist. Yeah, I did say moist, gray, rainy, and nasty. And I usually train on the porch, but the porch is all wet and fucking flood. So am I going to do 150-pound kettlebell swings on a wet surface? No, not really a good idea. So I've been kind of, all over the place. What was I going to say? Where was I going with that? Working out later in the day. Oh, eating earlier in the day. So I tend to eat 1 meal a day afterwards. But I just eat a lot. And you know what? Sometimes 1 meal a day can be beneficial in the sense that if you have 1 meal a day, you might satisfy, I'm just saying, for people that have issues with binge eating, that love to just eat, and can't stop themselves eating, it can actually satisfy that impulse, because if you're eating one time, how much are you going to eat in 1 meal? Seriously, how much can you eat in 1 meal of real food? 1,500 calories, 2,000 if you're stuffing face. I mean, it could be within a 2-hour. I would say think about that OMAD. I would say think about that as more of a time restricted eating window. So maybe don't think of it as 1 meal. Think of it as tighten up that 12 to 7 and tighten it up to maybe 2 hours. So you're eating for 2 hours or eating for 3 hours. I would just gradually shrink that window and make each of those, if you eat 2 meals between 12 and 7, make those meals smaller and then slowly squeeze that window. So you're asking about how to switch. It's very obvious and just generic to be well, just eat once. But I would just do, instead of between 12 and 7, let's say you eat at 12 and eat at 7, eat at 2 and eat at 5, and just kind of shrink both of those meals until you're until you find what that range is. Because essentially it's not technically 1 meal a day. Technically it's just a time restricted eating window. You're just shortening that window. Because if it's one meal a day and you eat for an hour, well, you do a 23/1. You're doing a one meal a day, but you're eating for an hour. Get it? So you can just tighten up that, just decrease what you eat in each meal and just compress them slowly together until you find that sweet spot. You might find that you want to go back to what you're doing now. But if not, then just decrease each one and then just compress them a little closer together. Let's see. Stephanie Merritt. I used to eat 6 to 7 times a day, super small amounts. I'm down to 3 and I may go to 2. It's just so much less to worry about. That's another thing. And that's another reason why I stopped trying to bulk, because I was doing that for years. Years and years and years. It was just about bulking, eating more. And I slimmed down a lot. And it's been different because I haven't been going as heavy. So I switched my approach to training. I've been doing a lot more in terms of strength training workouts and doing stuff with kettlebells and working on other things because of the whole gym shutdown, because of the quarantine, and just because of my space right now, not having access to a barbell and to a squat rack. So I've used that as an opportunity to work on other aspects of my fitness and my mobility. But it's also very stressful, and it's a lot of mental work. It's a lot of physical preparation and time management, and of course, consumption to eat 6 or 7 times a day. So if you're hardcore, I've done that. I've been in the bulking phase. Now I'm like, not maintaining, but I'm adjusting and working on different aspects of my fitness. I'm at a good muscle density size for my height. I don't like that big puffy look anymore. That's not what I'm trying to go for. And it's very stressful on the body to just overeat and put that kind of physical stress and just beat yourself into the fucking ground. So keep that in mind. It's much more, and I think what's made a big difference in my approach to my training has been Swolenormous, has been the Swole fam, in terms of has been building this business, because of what I'm doing, I need to spend a lot of time at the computer and I'm creating a lot of content, and it takes a lot of time. So I can't be sitting there eating. I mean, I could just be eating all the time, but I don't have that brain space to worry about trying to make meals all the time. I want to focus on doing my shit. I'm not going to be doing a 2-hour podcast, eating food, and then I'm going to go train, and then I'm going to go do other videos. And it's a lot less to think about. So if I can compress that and not distract myself psychologically, I don't even wear clothes. All right. I don't even wear a fucking shirt because it takes too much energy in my brain. It's like, well, cool. I don't have to worry about what to wear. I just wear a pair of shorts and boom, I'm done.